Once upon a time, there was a young boy who traveled to Italy in an excursion in the choral arts with his high school choir. But that is not the content of this fable. This tale is that of my memories in the city of Venice! Okay, so I'm documenting this part of my trip to Italy for the simple reason that Venice was my favorite part of the trip. It was a city of magic, of miracles, and of a certain doom, which I think gives it a universal honesty and appeal. Now, the city is doomed because the city sinks more and more every year, as you can see. The effects of global warming or tides or some age-old prophecy are finally taking their toll on the city of Venice. This is not to say that the city was dry before. No, it was intended to be an island city. I guess the original architect just didn't believe the city could sink. But the square you're looking at now, San Marco Square, is one of Venice's most famous sights and is where my journey began. I remember enjoying a lunch and some gelato there. The towering cathedrals and pillars gave it a sense of grandeur, as if it were the city's overture. But it was crowded on the streets, to and from San Marco, so I decided to escape the hustle and bustle. But how would I do this? By gondola! I went for a ride in a gondola during my stay, and I must say it was the second best part of Venice. The cool air, the mysterious canals through which I traversed, and of course the eclectic gondolier who acted as our guide. He told us stories of the gondoliers of Venice and his estranged love of the red-hot chili peppers as he began to hum under the bridge. So you are wondering, if the gondola was my second favorite experience, what was my first favorite experience? Maybe you're not wondering that. Either way, it was the alleys of Venice. Venice was simply a labyrinth of infinite trails and passages that lead to somewhere and nowhere all simultaneously. To run around these alleys, over bridges, past squares was exhilarating, in both exploration and intrigue, education and knowledge. This web of backways and canal sides provided for some excellent views of the city that seemed to be distorted sometimes. The obtuse angles that the city provided only contributed to its aura of expansiveness, its mysterious nature. This bridge, however, was one that I learned to fear the view of. It is none other than the Bridge of Sighs, named aptly because it led to an execution site, so those who crossed it got one last look before they met their unfortunate ends, and often sighed upon that last viewing. I walked across the bridge and pondered who may have stepped on the very stones that I had. A dangerous Casanova? An innocent man? Our day ended in San Marco Square, where we gathered for dinner before sailing back to the mainland. I'm glad to have seen the city, because I fear the next time I travel to Italy, Venice may not be there.